Israel is using high-stakes diplomacy to keep world powers from making a deal with Iran over its nuclear program. As the U.S. and 5 other nations met with Iran in Geneva Wednesday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Chris Mitchell reports now from Russia.
While the world powers met with Iranian negotiators in Geneva, both Netanyahu and Putin took different views on those talks. Putin was optimistic.
We hope in the near future a deal will be announced acceptable to all the sides.
Netanyahu warned once again about the danger of a nuclear Iran.
The biggest threat against us and against global security is Iran's effort to arm itself with nuclear weapons.
Netanyahu's attempt to change Putin's mind is a long shot.
Well, I think the Prime Minister tried to convince Putin that agreement with Iran at the moment will be a bad idea. But I think he knew that it will be a very hard task. And from what we saw in the press conference, I think that both sides basically agreed not to agree.
Netanyahu's visit here to Moscow is just one part of an all-out diplomatic campaign by Israel to stop the international community from striking a deal with Iran that would allow it to get a nuclear device. They don't want Geneva 2013 to become Munich 1938. That's when the Western powers appeased Adolf Hitler and he took over Czechoslovakia. That agreement sowed the seeds for World War II.
The deal on the table is a deal that gives the Iranians exactly what they want. It's a dream deal. They don't have to make any significant concessions. And at the same time, they get easing of the sanctions. For them, it's a dream deal, a dream deal. And we're concerned that for the international community, it'll be a nightmare.
Mark Regev, spokesman for the Prime Minister, says Iran is not just an Israeli problem.
It's obvious that the Iranian nuclear program is a threat to Israel. That's clear. But it's also a threat to the world. I'd remind you, the Iranians are working on intercontinental ballistic missiles, missiles that can carry nuclear payloads. Now, they don't need those missiles for Israel because they've already got missiles that can target Israel. Those missiles are being built for targets way beyond the Middle East, in Europe and in North America.
But will Israel attack Iran's nuclear facilities? In a statement designed to remind negotiators in Geneva a military option is very much alive, Israel's former national security advisor, Yaakov Amidror, told the Financial Times, "We have enough to stop the Iranians for a very long time. We are not bluffing. We are very serious, preparing ourselves for the possibility that Israel will have to defend itself by itself." Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Moscow.